Alright, guys, welcome back to Planet Coaster, welcome back to Dogland. Make sure to leave a lot of likes on this series, make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and also make sure to leave a lot of comments because I read them. Wow. So yeah, last time we've been working here on the poltergeist house, which we officially called it, and I had a question for you about the witch flying around on top, and most people said it's cool, leave the witch there. It is a bit awkward with the, animatronic piece kind of poking out, but on the other hand, it's an amusement park, so we should be fine. And I saw another comment that really inspired me. It was a really good idea, and that is make a graveyard dog. It fits well with the building, and I have to say, awesome idea. Definitely want to do that. So to do that, I made or freed up some space here. Maybe you remember for the Venetian carousel we had going on. Oh, I need to reopen that, by the way. Bam. I moved the entrance over to this side now. So right here you can enter that and it should still work, and the queue should be long enough. It was not the most popular ride ever, and we had like massive queues there. The queue length was about the same. And I would think some people would come in here and ride that thing. Let's see if somebody's interested in doing it. It should mostly be families with kids. Teenagers also would probably not go on that. That's more like a family ride. Yeah, but by moving that over, we freed up a little bit of space here. And that is the last bit in kind of, in the center of our park. It's almost the center. Pretty much here is the dead center. That was also kind of the idea by having this round thing here, kind of marking a center point. It's all these details sometimes don't talk about, but they're there. So I will try to make a graveyard here as a decorative build. And yeah, I guess a way to start is to come up with some sort of spooky fence or so that goes around it. And then, okay, here, some people are coming in. So we have a way to kind of start. And, well, graveyard fences and walls. I have to look through the internets for some inspiration and find some ideas how to do that, because that's a theme I never really thought about. And yeah, I start with a wall here, I figure that out, and then we start to fill in. I have a basic idea in which direction we go. And yeah, we work from there. Alrighty guys, so first we need to work out a fence. And when I think about a graveyard, what comes to my mind is something like that. A heavy iron fence around it. And that should be our base idea. And then we work from there. I think it should be a more oldish wall, wittered, used, maybe go with a base wall like that. So yeah, that's the thing. And then we move this about, obviously. The particulars, for castle entrances. Maybe have it about that high. We don't want the wall to be too high. I think, yep, that makes sense. And now we need, it's about in the middle. And now we need some sort of side pillars. And I was thinking, wasn't there like battlement decoration thingies for castles? I don't know if it's available for this one here. Let's see, what do we have sandstone wise? Well, it's a bit limited. I mean, those guys are definitely too big. Yeah, those are too big. Let's see. There is those guys? This guys maybe. They're also relatively big. I want something in between here. We have to see. Maybe some sort. It could be massive wood beams, but that wouldn't really fit too well with our iron theme here. Let's look through some building pieces. I mean, that is an option, but that is just off. Concrete columns. No, they're too bright. You cannot really change the color with them. There is some interesting pieces that we might be able to use from the fountains and stuff. Yeah. I like that. With that we can definitely model a nice fence. Okay, let's copy that guy and move it. Alright, where is it? Here. Okay. Whoop. Yo. You spin me round and round and... my nose is itchy today. What is that? People around me, everybody is sick, but I told myself, no, I'm not gonna get sick, and yeah, it's not gonna happen. That's how I roll. I never get sick. I don't allow myself to be sick. Eventually, I probably will get sick, but then I will be so sick that I'm wrecked, but yeah, it's pretty cold here right now in Germany. Snow everywhere. Okay. That feels about the right dimension and height. Yeah. Okay, let's lay out our fence here. You do it like that, you know, just copy it over and over. Something like this. Okay. This is how you make fences, guys, by the way. Make one element with one post, and then you just, you know, copy it and make it work for you. It doesn't matter if it pokes in a little bit. We just have to make sure here we connect nicely at the button. Yeah. We can still, you know, go into individual editing mode and then select the skull here and scoot it a bit so it looks a bit more clean, like that. Yeah, that's pretty good already. It's not gonna be the most gigantic graveyard ever. We gonna have to work in a confined space, but that's a challenge, not a problem, you know. So up to here maybe, and then try to make a little gate for it as well. I feel like there should be a kind of an entrance gate to it, and yeah, go up to here. Not that much further, I believe. Okay, let's get that in position, somewhat like that. Yeah, that's pretty decent. Yeah, I like that fence. That's good. It's good stuff. So, do we want to bring it all the way up to here? I don't think so. It should be this. I'm not sure about the gate situation now. Do we want the gate? If so, the gate probably has to be around here. Well, okay, I'll finish the fence all the way around, coming along here and closing off there. I think that's alright. Alrighty folks, I have the basic shape of the graveyard done. It's gonna be really small, but yeah, filled with detail. And yeah, this is the main gate, and it actually has a path leading in there. So hopefully we get some people wandering in there and trying to sit down. And yeah, it's kind of this nice sitting area in the graveyard for the more morbid visitors of our park. Do we want a trash can? It's not really sitting at a nice spot there. but I assume some people would go in there and then sit down. We can obviously here color everything the way we want, and now I want to have some trimming around the path. So either use rocks, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I see that way too often in parks. People using rocks there, and I don't think that looks too great, to be honest. So I'd rather use something else. Let's see, maybe of the sandstone stuff. Let's quickly look. I think there is one thing we could use. Sandstone, this guy here. Now we should be able to have some rocks and bushes there hiding stuff, but that kind of divides the place where people can walk from the whole graveyard situation. And now we can definitely darken that down a bit, like so, to fit with the theme a little bit better. And maybe with some highlights here and there. Okay, and then gravel on top. Okay, it's pretty decent. I imagine a tree sitting here. We have to find a decent size one, but I also imagine a lot of overgrowth in here. Just quickly want to check. Let's say if you use some rocks, how far can we go into the path actually? Let's use this guy here. Yeah, fully. Okay, so we need a very small rock here. Try to hide these wooden bits and bobs a bit. I mean that works. I mean, it's totally legit. Scoot that in like so. Yeah, that doesn't hurt to look at all. Okay. Hide this guy here. And this guy. Okay. We could also have some rocks in the path here, so it's a bit of a smoother transition. One poking out here. Use a bit of a different color there. There. And then go back to these guys. Okay. All the details, guys. Importance. The importance of details a bit bigger here. Okay. It's a pretty decent path. Some rocks and stuff laying about. That's okay. And now probably want to do some edge improvements here. It's like, let's say, you know, then come in with stuff like that to make it blend in a bit better. Ferns growing here, like so. You know, just to give you a feel for stuff. Okay. Now I wonder, let's run the park a little bit. And I'll observe if somebody goes in there and actually uses this bench. I hope so. Alright, neat. Haha. Yep, people go in there and sit down. Sweet. Okay, it works. I've added this tree now. Kind of get this overgrown feeling, man, and it's so noisy here. This carousel music, man, is oh god. Hello. Can I please select that? Turn it way down. That music is getting on my nerves. Jeez. Okay, that's better. Okay, so people go in there and sit down. I was able to fit a trash can here. I think that works pretty well. And now I wanted to work out an open grave. Let's see, here I have this coffin I want to put in there. So let's go to the sculpting tool. Yep, they use the trash can there, good. Size as small as possible. No, wait. Let's bring that back. I think I want to try that over here. Here we have a little bit more space. Okay. Yeah. That's pretty alright. So now you would want to make a kind of a framing around this thing. Maybe we could use these guys here. They might be too long. I might have to use windows actually, because they have a bit of a smaller footprint. Yeah. Use windows like that. Okay, let's see if we can model that. Bang, bang. And then, you know, put them along here. And sink them into the ground. Something like that. So it's like, you know, the grave is getting prepared here. That would work. And then have a gravestone sitting back here. And then try to blend it in a bit. Yeah, that is pretty decent. It's getting dark here on the graveyard. That is nice. Let's move that a little bit. Okay. Yeah. Starting to feel it. Yeah. Maybe have it off a little bit. Okay, I think I just wanna remove these guys and copy this side over. I think that flows better, so it is a bit more straight. Yeah. Now we need to rotate them though, because of the texture. Yeah. I think that's a decent plan. I'll work that out a bit more. Here we need to hide it a little bit. Then come up with a cool gravestone. Oh yeah. Alrighty guys, so here is our first grave. Liking it a lot. Let's start the game here a little bit. So we got some mist down there, and actually I modeled a little pile of dirt here. I think that comes off really well with the shovel still there. So it was just recently dug out, and then, you know, the graveyard got abandoned and they just left it like that. That is kind of the idea. Pretty decent tombstone here with a nice cross. And yeah, some details. Used some doors and stuff and windows for that. Little metal ornament on the top here for some more detailing. And yeah, in front there's a little place where you put a grave light like that. And I think it turned out pretty great. My only concern is here, let's say if we go to nighttime, yeah, it's not too bright. It lights up, you know, this light kind of lights up the detail pretty well in the grave, and it doesn't do away with the spooky theme here. For the gate, I'm torn a bit between the skull and some other stuff, but yeah, you can see people actually use this area and sit down. I wonder what freaks those are that come into the graveyard here to chill. Here I have a little skeleton hanging, and I think that works out fairly well. So here I need to do a bit more details in the front gate, and I think this guy is better than using the skull actually. Let's scoot it over just for a comparison. Ooh. Well, that's actually also pretty cool. A horned skull. Nothing more creepy than that, eh? Oh, we like that, don't we? Let's combo that together. It was pure coincidence that it turned out like that, but I like it. Yeah. I like that. I might have to do a little bit about the gate here. I Feels a bit empty here, but yeah, we'll figure it out. But yeah, this grave already turned out pretty cool. Now I want to do a second one over here. Obviously we need some variation for that, and it's most likely not gonna be an open grave, just a different style here. But overall it's gonna be great. It's, you know, flowers is a topic on graveyards, obviously. And yeah, we will work our way in there. Let's change the color here a little bit, darken it up around the corners, just like that, and then we get some more bushes here to blend the wall in. I'm kind of veering off of my normal pattern that I do, you know, plants and bushes last, because here they are an important part of the whole look of the place, right? I mean, normally I would suggest you first build something and kind of finish it off, and then you come in with your rocks and other things to kind of give it the final touches. But in this case, you know, these are, yeah, the bushes and things, they are important design elements of the whole area. But I think that turned out pretty well. We wanted to have this flair of this kind of abandoned graveyard a little bit. We'll probably come in with some mist. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna try to make a second grave here, maybe with a plate on top, grave plate, and yeah, we'll see. So far, so good. Alrighty guys, here we have our second tombstone. Looks pretty good. And yeah, second grave, better say. So this one has a flower bed on there, and we have this skull poking through, which turned out really great. And yeah, it blends in there, slightly angled to give it more interest. Well, in a real graveyard, you know, the graves would be lined up, sometimes often facing to the east. That is, yeah, has to do with Christian tradition, because in the Holy Bible, you know, they speak about Christ coming from the east and so on, and you know, then he will raise the dead, and then the dead would see the glory of Christ right away. Not that I'm very particularly religious, but yeah, you know, I'm full of random facts, and that is one. So yeah, I think that turned out pretty great. A bit of a different color shading here, and that is grave number 2. Now over here I have some pieces set aside, not that, but this guy here. I was thinking maybe over at this side we can do some sort of family grave. Let's quickly rotate that. Let's see if it looks cool. Yeah, you know, that looks great from the other side too. So we put that here. I like that it has this, yeah, it's actually, I think, lilies on top there, but yeah, that's already a cross shape, and we could use this guy over here and make a kind of a family grave. I think a bit of a bigger one here, and that would cap that off. But so far I think we're really on the right track here. One thing I was considering, let's lock this in place for now. Maybe here the path, it should, here we need to go to terrain. Where is it? Maybe we want this to be a bit more gravelly, so it distinguishes itself better from the surrounding, yeah, graveyard area a bit more. It's kind of a mix. Put some gravel on there, you know, make it a bit of a, yeah, beaten path. Here, get more there, something like that. You know, I think that flows a bit better. But overall, I'm quite happy with this so far. With the coffin there, that's so creepy. Okay, and yeah, obviously some mist going. Let's start up the game a bit. We have a good light situation right now, as well, so that's a thing. But overall, yeah, good stuff. Now let's try to model a cool family crypt, maybe kindish thing here over there, and try to fit that in. But I'm thinking, yeah, we're looking pretty decent. Flatten. See if you can bump that down here a little bit. Not too much because the path is in the way, but that's alright. Can be a bit uneven. We might move that about a bit, and it's getting nighttime right now. Height-wise, this should be okay. Yeah, look at that. Nice. The graves are nicely lit. Here on this side I use a little trick. You can see there's quite some light coming off, and it's actually done with this light post hidden in there, and we need to scoot that. Yeah, we need to do some scooting. Fix that. Let's see. This is the light itself. This is composed of like 3 or 4 doors in total. So, and then windows and stuff. Yeah, we can see that. It's a door. Let's flip that around. Hey. Oh, it's a door on both sides. Okay. But I definitely want to scoot that back a bit. And yeah, need to go in and cover the door a bit. Guess we do it best with this piece here. Just scoot that back a bit and close it off like that, so it's actually a real full tombstone like that. Yeah, that turned out great. Awesome. Alright, and here we have our third graveyard centerpiece, aka grave. And yeah, this is kind of a, family setup, maybe an old couple be buried here, and they have this nice statue there, so were probably a bit more rich or so. And yeah, mood lighting is kicking in right now. It's fairly big and stands out a bit because it's a bit brighter. I'm not quite sure if I maybe want to darken it down a tiny bit. Yeah, I like that better. It's a bit more of a subtle color. Fits better with the theme here. So yeah, I used the princess statue here because she's kind of in this praying pose, folds her hands like that, and I guess that works pretty well with a graveyard. And here we got some skulls as different ornamentation. The window here just used to form a cross like that. We got some mist coming up, and we got some skellies poking out here and there to give it a bit more spookiness. And I think that turned out really great. We have nice detail at this grave as well. Well, that works. Yeah. Overall, quite happy with that. Let's see when it's really dark in the park how it'll turn out. Let's quickly check that. Let's go for 10 p.m. here. Yeah, look at that. Nice shades being cast. Here's this creepy person that enjoys chilling on the graveyard. That looks really cool. Oh, why does that lamp poke out like that here now? That needs some fixing. Boom. And it also gives us some passive lighting, mood lighting back there. Yeah, but overall, I like this a lot. I think it turned out pretty great. Nice graveyard here. Let's turn off the artificial time setting. Boom. During day it looks also cool, and in the nighttime it gets this nice mood lighting effect. Got a bit of trees in here, and yeah, we're getting there. Now we have this area here to fill in. We'll probably do some sort of flower arrangement or something else there. And over here we're also closing in. Yeah, we can work with here a bit, and then we need to build something on top of the waiting line here, which is long enough as expected. Not too many people super eager to ride this. Here I need to do more plant work in general, I feel. Just, blend that in a bit. Fill in some minor gaps. But yeah, overall, I'm thinking we can call this graveyard build finished. I added the coffin here. Changed the entrance gate also slightly, with these angled pieces here. I think that gives it a bit more interest and gets rid of this long horizontal line we had going on there, which was kind of killing the flow of it a bit. And ever so often people actually walk in there, so that works. And I'd say we call it an end for this episode. Small little detail piece, but adds a lot. The coffin here is maybe not perfectly visible. No, you can see that it's a coffin. It's all good. Okay. Good stuff. Let me know what you think about the graveyard. Do you like it? Any ideas for improvements? But it's a small area, so it's not so much we can do in here. We can't overfill it with details. It's a borderline full right now. Anything more would kind of throw off the immersion, I feel. And like that, it's pretty decent. Yep. Pretty happy, and it's kind of next to our spooky house, so maybe the Undertaker lived here before or so, the town Undertaker. And there's the graveyard right next to it. Cool. A little nice centerpiece here done, and here we got some crowded insanity going on. I don't think I used any coffins in here, by the way, in our spooky tunnel. But I guess that's fine. Why do we have congestion here? I guess, some people... they're coming from this ride here. And they want to go over there and kind of backtrack a bit. But I don't see why exactly here is this massive queue, and it's from people coming out of the ride, I suppose. So maybe we have to do something about this path area here and widen it a bit, and we will see. It's not bad. It's dissolving here and there. Okay, overall traffic flow in the park, let's look at that. Haven't done that in a while. It's pretty decent. Yeah. The thing is, I am feeling, with all the detail and stuff we've been adding, we're getting borderline framey. When I look at me now recording, I'm running at 25 FPS already. So I don't know how far we can take this whole thing. If we come over here, the frames pick up again, and we go back to around 30 while recording. It's local. Still, it's getting there. We have a bunch of unnecessary stuff. This thing is a frame rate killer, obviously, and all these things will be gone, but we will add way more to the park, so there might be limits to this, actually. I don't know how far I can take it. If I continue with this amount of detail, we might really run into some problems, and the park will become very laggy, and that is... Well, if you play on your own, probably not the biggest issue, but for videos, that could become a problem for us. So I'm not quite sure. We're borderline, it's like here is like 20 FPS if I'm looking at this angle. Yeah, here it recovers a bit. So yeah, definitely hoping that there will be some optimization on the side of Frontier. Otherwise, we might have to really rethink our plan to make this park this detailed everywhere. It would be a shame. So, yeah, we'll see. In any case, I hope you enjoyed the episode today. Make sure to leave likes, make sure to support me, however way you want, share the videos, leave some nice feedback to keep me motivated, and I'm out. See you.